Very surprised and very excited about being chosen as Teacher of the Year. I think it's a huge honor, and especially at this school where we have so many amazing teachers, to be chosen is really incredible. Well, the sixth graders have been listening to these raps, and we've been listening to them for 2 weeks getting ready for the test. And it's called Flowcabulary, and it's on YouTube, and it's just these raps about reading. And the kids are really into it. They really like rapping. So I realized that, and I decided for test prep that I'd rather do something more interesting with them, and I'd rather just have them create their own raps. So what we started doing today is we started doing an idea board. I like to use technology in my classroom because I think that it gives kids the motivation to not only try hard in class, but to go home and continue learning. A lot of the students will message me online and let me know that they're working on a project we worked on in class, that they've continued working on it at home, and they have questions or they found something new on the technology we're using that's really exciting they want to share the next day. So I think that technology really links with their home life as well and keeps them motivated in the classroom too. Be just a regular rap song that you like, but you need to have that beat behind your words, okay? Alright, let's get started. I'm going to come around to your group and ask some questions and get you some more things to add to your words, okay? Alright, let's get started.
Okay, so let's think about some more. Let's think about some vocabulary. Vice President.
All the persons. All the persons. Okay.
First person.
So they got together all of their pictures and their inspirations and kind of the background information they'd want to include in their rap. And so they went from there and they started to kind of brainstorm some ways to rap about point of view. Point of view. I know. There we go. Oh yeah. So they're doing things right now. You disagree with everything they're not doing. If you disagree with one thing, you disagree with the rest, and then that one thing. So make sure that you
Okay, since this is third grader, we should go third person omniscient. Oh wow. Yeah. Or what about limited? No, because omniscient is where they can see into the mind of everyone. Third person omniscient.
When you find it,
I'm still trying to think.
really want to use our rap. So think about the books that we've read this year. The Butterfly was a good one, and we watched the play too, right? But we read the book. Oh, well that would be yellow. Have the yellow call out. Can you guys share what you're doing right now?
Well, we're thinking if, we're looking, at, the movies' point of views.
Good. Now, movies have point of view. We talked about that at the beginning of the year. And so she's looking at a couple of movies that she enjoys and putting those pictures up on her idea board because she can talk about those movies in her rap. Especially, she was talking about The Diary of Anne Frank. That's a very popular movie. So if she talks about that movie in her rap, a lot of kids are going to hear that and they're going to know what it means. They're going to know what the movie is. They probably have seen it and they probably can relate to the point of view. So I think that's a really good idea. Like I said, also, any books we've read can be good for point of view too.
Are we talking about first person? No, we already stopped talking about moving on to. Yeah, because we already gave the definition.
Definition, you can. I've seen some groups that are including the clue words as well, which brings me to the next group. How are you guys using it?
We're making a list that rhymes.
And what are you rhyming with? Okay, they're starting with the word my to go in first person. So finding the words that rhyme with I, me, my, any of those clue words, we, they, them, that'll help you guys write your song. Okay. So take some of these ideas and use it as well in yours, and then come up with a few new ideas. We're going to take about 15 more minutes for inspiration, and then after our inspiration, and so the end result is they're going to have a point of view rap completed that we'll record and use next year to teach point of view.
Hey kids, I'm gonna teach you about the point of view. Point of view, the things you're gonna learn is something new. Something new. Is it going to be a boring lesson again? Not again. No, let's just start off with the first person. First person, someone is telling a story. Now here are some key words you use. The words of me and my eye reader, kind of like the narrator. Now let's just go to the next lesson. Now it is called second person. Now second person is when you put your reader in it. The next one is third person omniscient. It's similar to third person limited. Omniscient, you know all the characters' feelings. Limited, you only know one. Okay kids, our time is done.
She is very fun and outgoing. Some boring things that some kids would consider, she would bring out all the fun out of it. She makes everything fun in her class. It's really fun having her be my guest. We're doing one on Poplet. We're reading a book called Lawn Boy, and we're using a website where it lets us write almost like circle maps where we put our ideas from the book in.
Great. I want books to inspire my students. I want them to read a book and to really think about how they can use what they've learned in their lives, how the main character became a better person, how the main character did something extraordinary that didn't seem possible for a kid. I want them to use those books to better themselves, and I want them to enjoy the process.
My favorite book was Number the Stars. It's about the Holocaust, and it's realistic fiction, but it's a really good book.
Great.